What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a MULN Automotive, raw price action, and technicals thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could join our trading community, ARCab. With that said, let's begin. Okay, you guys, so this is the symmetrical triangle we were talking about yesterday in yesterday's thread. And we did mention that there are two possible outcomes when the structure changes into a symmetrical triangle. This particular triangle has a bearish and a bullish objective. It looks like the bearish objective was in fact the one that took place, and we were also anticipating this based on the FOMC meeting that we're going to have tomorrow, Wednesday, and also for the fact that all the technicals were more or less suggesting a downside move. We were talking about the exponential moving average here, the 7-day period. I'm sorry, the 7 period, and the SMA 10. Being on top of us and helping us or guiding the price action to the downside, right? So we did say that there are a couple targets for us to look out for. The SMA 200, the 200-day simple moving average, would be one support, and the triangle's price objective, which is captured by taking a trend line from the hypotenuse to the bottom of the triangle to the lowest point of the triangle, and then applying it to the point of breakout. Since we have a perfectly horizontal line, we don't have to actually put it here. It wouldn't matter on this. It would matter if we broke out on the upside. Excuse me. So I'm thinking that we can still look at this. The price action hasn't given back anything from any of these candles. These candles are still very bearish. The setup is very bearish as well. I'm looking, based on this chart, the 1-hour chart, a potential drop to test the SMA 200, small bounce, and eventually realizing the price objective of this triangle, which would be right at about 33 cents. And in doing so, we could actually use the 1.618 as a form of support if it is to bounce quickly. So if we do bounce and recover quickly, we can potentially use the 1.618 as a form of support. Now, inversely, we can also use the 1.618 as a form of resistance. So if price action goes down here and then we start using, let me just draw a trend line right here so that you guys can be clear as to what I'm talking about. Let's move it right up to this point here where the 1.618 is. So if we did realize the price objective, which would be right at about the 33-cent zone, the 1.618 can also serve as a point of serious resistance. Not only that, but the entirety of all these moving averages coming down like an avalanche on us is also a potential bearish outlook for MULN stock in the immediate short term, and potentially the next trading sessions. These kinds of catalysts, like the FOMC meet tomorrow and jobs, these are very these are spontaneous. We can't rely on these catalysts to know or guess the probabilities of the Fed doing this and doing that from the past. It really doesn't count as much in this environment, you guys. We've never been through the economic turbulence that we've faced over the last year. So it's important to keep that in mind when we're considering gaining entry to these assets. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, because there are several things that I would like to cover with you guys. So this is a potential ascending channel that I have found, and I'm saying potential because you guys know how I trade. When we're in a trend like this, we need at least 2 tests of the resistance formation in order for us to be able to confirm that we're within that formation in the first place. So, and in doing so, we can then move accordingly. But there are a few things that are almost obvious, and also these things happen usually at the Fed, with the Fed announcements and stuff. So Here's a couple things. First of all, before we begin that, we did cover the gap that we were talking about. And it looks like we used it as support, but then it actually came back and started falling through into our secondary support that we called at the NOT 382 at about 37 cents. We still have the 50-day moving average. Let me just make sure that is the moving average. I have to change the colors sometime, guys. Sorry about that. But yes, this is the 50-day simple moving average that can also be used as a form of support. But I don't actually see these supports as relevant. Now, and the reason why I say that is because of the formation itself. It is suggesting for us to continue on to the downside. Somebody actually did ask me a question if they saw it falling below 37, and I said around 34. But this could actually go a little bit deeper than that, and thus creating a higher high structure still. So it's very curious that these, this channel here is not drawn one line at a time. You can take an area like this and then it creates that channel for you, right? So it's very curious that these candles are aligned perfectly along with these right here. So that makes me feel that we're definitely going to be starting this ascent within the price action of MULN stock. So we do have to watch out with a potential drop to testing this candle and this candle and this candle here, right about down here, at about the 27 cent range. We do have to watch out for that, guys. And now this is actually what I wanted to talk to you guys about. This is a very, very popular strategy play that exists within all kinds of pros, all kinds of seasoned traders, all kinds of traders. So this is called an ABCD strategy. So what we do is we take X being the 0 point of the strategy. We take A to the top. B would be essentially entry for longs, and C would be take profit for longs, and D would be the end of that. It would be the end of the pattern, but this works for both short bias and long bias traders, especially in a range this massive. So entry for longs would be at B, exit for longs would be at C, and entry for shorts would be at C, and exit for shorts would be at D. So this is a very, very typical setup. And we actually did notice this at the last FOMC meet on BBIG stock, that we were able to see this pretty much right where we are here at literally the same place. And I actually think that was when I was threading out things manually. So they were actually threaded out by pictures on Twitter. So I was actually putting out threads of analysis in that way before, not just videos. So you can actually probably go back and see that we did call this ABCD strategy on the last FOMC meet for BBIG as well, which is very curious here as well, you guys. So a couple key things to notice within this formation here is that C is very confluent with our 1.618 golden ratio at about 92 cents. We are in the 12-hour chart, so this is likely to take some time for it to resolve. And also the D take profit zone is also very, very confluent with our NOT 382, which is what we used today, and is also near these candles right over here. So let me just draw a trend line now at the 382 so that you can see how relevant that is. You can see right here that we're using it as resistance, and this was a turning point for us to continue on to the downside. So this is right here. So resistance, another resistance. This was support right here. So yeah, it is a excuse me. It is a desired target right over here, you guys. And not only that, but D is landing right at our gap close, which is this box right over here. So we can use that just like we did on BBIG, same way. We can use this as a range of support for us to continue on to the upside. So whoever, I forgot, I think his name was Mark or Mike. I'm not sure. Please forgive me. But you did ask me if I saw MULN going down below 37 cents, and I actually definitely do, you guys. And this could be even a possible indication of the the broader market sentiment, we are very bearish. So leading up to the announcement of the FOMC, we could very much fulfill this in one impulsive move, which I'm not sure that we can do in one shot. That would be a heavy amount of volume, but I do see it resolving possibly within a trading session or two. And looking at bearish sentiment like this can also tell us that we could potentially be facing a 75 bit rate hike from the FOMC. Do not take that as a financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor, and you should take whatever I do show in these videos as a form of entertainment. Please do your own DD and we'll be okay, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we got. So this is going to be the RSI. New listeners, please take a gander at this. This is a typical RSI setup. It's split into two zones. Now, this top zone being the bullish control zone and the bottom zone being the bearish control zone. The outer zones are the strength zone. So this is bearish strength or bear strength percentile. This is bull strength percentile. And the inner workings are bull and bear weakness percentile. So just in case you hear me mention something like that, you won't be lost. So just like we mentioned yesterday, you guys, we still have just this straight pivot. We don't have a bias in direction, and it's likely due to the catalyst for tomorrow, you guys. The immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute RSI, suggesting a slight bit of downside for the immediate short-term. 15-minute should be doing the same thing, if not downside. So yeah, this is also suggesting some downside is within the bear strength percentile. So I would give it a little bit of weight for us to sell off right away in the morning. Let's look at the buy hourly. Buy hourly RSI is now attempting to exit bear strength into oversold percentile. Moving average is above us, which is bearish, and still continuing continuing its suggestion to the downside. It is very relevant. Let's go on to the 4-hour. 4-hour RSI has now entered bear strength. Moving average is above us and suggesting a downside continuation as well, you guys. 6-hour is also primed for entry into bear strength, and the daily is also pivoted straight towards the downside. I would see actually some bearish momentum for MULN definitely tomorrow, you guys. And what I can say is that what I can say is that these RSI suggestions are very much in accordance with what we're talking about here, of potentially testing the support of this ascending channel and then opening long positions at this B zone so that we can be able to gain some momentum here to the C area, take profit at around 89 cents. This structure can take some time to resolve, you guys, potentially days. Okay, so let's move on to the last part of this video. This is you're looking at the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators, and these are indicators named after me, ARCa, and this is in partnership with Crypstex Trading, and I'm very lucky to be partnered with such intelligent coders and developers. So they have supplied me with a set of indicators that are primarily used for scalp style trading, day trade style, momentum style type trades. So what you're looking at here is an indicator comprised of several exponential moving averages that are very close in proximity to each other, so that I can be able to be placed algorithmically within this chart so that we can gain a bias or a wave of direction. So this, and not only that, it has long and short signals, or buy and sell, if you will. So we did touch on the short signal that we got in the 30-minute immediate short term yesterday, and we said that we're going to honor this because we haven't recovered with a long signal yet. Similarly to here, you see a short signal, it went down. You have a long signal, it went up. We have a short signal, it went all the way down, and then yesterday we said, yeah, we were around here, I believe. We said there's still no long signal, so there's a potential that we can continue our way down. This is also part of the ARC-Series indicators. This is the enhanced MACD, and we also said that we had a bearish signal in accordance with ARC armor, and it is still suggesting a downside as well as the ARC armor. Whale spotter is is another indicator, you guys. This indicator is very it's very advanced. We have a money flow index. We have volume weighted average price (VWAP). We have a built-in RSI with divergence indicator. It can actually notice it for you guys. So lots of cool things. Buy and sell signals as well. All these indicators can be available to you if you just reach out to me on my DMs. And in acquiring these indicators, I will also include the ARC RSI and both the short-term time frame and the long-term time frame BBWP volatility indexes or indices for trading, you guys. So you guys, I would watch my longs for tomorrow. And I think this is actually a pretty good place for me to leave the video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Twitter, on Discord. I'm going to leave the links in the description below for you guys to join the ARCab trading community in the Discord, our Discord server, right? And with that said, I wish you well. Have a good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.